Hi, and welcome back. This is Garima, and you are listening to the Garima Avatar Show. Well, in today's episode, I have with me Rohan Bopanna, international tennis player, men's doubles. Hailing from the district of Coorg in Karnataka, Rohan Bopanna ranks amongst the most premier tennis players of the country, specializing on grassroots. Rohan took to tennis at the age of 11 but continued to play hockey and football until deciding to pursue tennis professionally at the age of 19. He made his debut for India in 2002, and since then he has been flying the flag of a nation with utmost dignity and honor, reminiscent of his personality that has made him so popular amongst his fellow professional tennis players. Over the years, Rohan has partnered with numerous players in both men's doubles and mixed doubles tournaments across the globe. In 2017, Rohan went on to win his first Grand Slam by winning the French Open in the mixed doubles event with his Canadian partner, Gabriela Dabrowski. To commemorate his contribution to the sport, Rohan was awarded the Arjuna Award in 2018. Having been an influential tennis player for a number of years, Rohan has set up his own tennis academy in Bengaluru and Coimbatore to inspire the next generation of tennis players into representing our nation at the international stage and develop tennis at the grassroots level. A certified barista, Rohan also has his own line of coffee, Rohan Bopanna Master Blend, the beans of which are sourced from his coffee estate in Coorg. The Madhapur Club in Coorg has also named a stand on his name. He has recently become India's top-ranked men's doubles player in the world by breaking into the top 20. He has been a winner of French Open 2017, winner Monte Carlo Masters 2017, winner Vienna Open 2017, winner Doha Qatar Exxon Mobil Open Men's Doubles 2020, winner Tata Open Maharashtra Men's Doubles 2018, 2019 and 2022, winner Adelaide Open Men's Doubles 2022, runner-up Hamburg Open Men's Doubles 2022, Arjuna Awardee in 2018 and gold medalist Asian Games 2018. Thanks for joining me, Rohan. Great to have you on my show.
Thanks, Karima. Thank you for that lovely introduction. It's amazing when someone mentions all my achievements and everything. You actually go through them. When you're talking about those moments, suddenly sometimes of course you remember all of them, but when someone does mention it at that point in time, automatically the thought goes to that of what happened in that match, and so really. Thank you for all that wonderful things you said, and nice to hear.
Your journey is very inspiring. It's an incredible journey, and we are all of us are so proud of you, and
Thank
the entire nation is proud of you. Actually,
thank you. I'm really I think. It's an amazing feeling to be representing the country for 20 years. I think not many athletes have had that opportunity. So I'm, really happy to be inspiring someone, back home. Maybe if, whether when I started or today, even if I'm still playing, I remember this French Open when I was playing.
Yeah.
Suddenly I got numerous messages and from new people who suddenly thought I was starting the circuit now. So I was telling all of them, or telling my friends rather, I'm the next Indian junior coming up. So that's what I was saying. Yeah, no, but it's really good to be back, playing at such a high level. It had been a while since I was back in the top 20 or ranked in the top 20. So it's really nice to be back there at such a high level and competing. I'm enjoying. The biggest thing is I'm enjoying competing. I think that is, what has really helped, and I'm feeling better, health-wise, body-wise. So that has also made such a difference.
Yeah. Your journey has been so incredibly amazing. So actually, what are your learnings from your journey? Can you share that?
I think the biggest thing, Garima, for me is my own perseverance to constantly, try and get new things, try and learn new things, to push, my body limits. And the other thing is, I feel that you need to do what is good for your own body, not to worry about it's okay, someone else is running 10 kilometers today, I need to do this also, or he's playing 4 hours, I need to practice 4 hours. That's, if I think half an hour is good, or maybe I need 2 days off, I might take 2 days off, which actually works better over the years, that I've started to understand, listen to the body, what it feels, how it feels. Back in 2019, actually, I was very close to stopping tennis. I mean, very contemplating, because I have no cartilage on my knees. They're both fully worn out, completely zero cartilage, bone to bone. So extremely painful. I was on maybe 2-3 painkillers a day. There has been, during matches, I would take close to 3 painkillers, which was never a good thing. I know a lot of athletes do take it on and off, whenever required, because you're playing at such a high level that you want to feel good. There's no fun having pain and then playing. So when I did an MRI in Germany, and then the doctor was surprised that I was even still playing, because he said, you have nothing left there. I mean, the MRI shows clearly. And he said it's on both my knees. And then obviously that was a lot of concern. So end of 2019, I tried to do different, I did some hyaluronic injections into the knee, some PRP. So I thought, some of the doctors suggested maybe we can try that and see how it goes. But unfortunately, it didn't really help me that much. In 2020 also, I was playing, and I had a lot of pain and everything. And then the pandemic happened. So one of my cousins, she teaches yoga, and so I asked her, I said, can I do some yoga maybe? So she said, for your condition at the moment, the only type of yoga which could help is Iyengar yoga.
Yeah. Okay.
I try to find out, what places teach Iyengar yoga. And I was fortunate, or maybe I would say lucky, that next to our place in Bangalore, there was this place called the Practice Room, where, a husband and wife, Mohan and Jaya, both teach Iyengar yoga. So I connected with them, and I spoke to them, and I told them, this is my condition. So luckily I could walk to their house. So it was not far during the pandemic, so I started going 4 times a week.
Right.
About 90-minute sessions, each time. And that 4 months, I think, really kind of myself, I said, okay, let me try this something new. To be honest, I haven't been a fan of yoga. I've tried it before. I think it is just, for me, I feel it's too slow. Everything doesn't work. So I said, okay, anyway, I'm here. Let me give it a shot. It's a very different, it had a lot of props they use in Iyengar yoga, with ropes and blocks and chairs, a lot of different stuff. And they, I think, understood what kind of, body pain I have and how it is. And they also challenged themselves to try and really adapt and work something for me. And that incredibly changed a lot for me. I mean, I went, from 2019, if I would say October, November, December, to 2020, October, November, December, from 2-3 painkillers a day to 0 painkillers.
Wow, amazing.
So that, I mean, today, that is what has really made a difference. I mean, I think my knees, I don't feel any pain. So that is the, I've strengthened my quads, my glutes around it with this Iyengar yoga. The yoga teacher actually traveled to Hamburg recently also. Probably I must be the first tennis player to travel with a yoga teacher.
Wow.
A lot of people have tried yoga but never really traveled with him. But then after doing it for so long, I wanted him to understand and teach me what happens during the matches there. Because some matches are 10 o'clock in the morning, some are late in the afternoon or late in the evening. And in tennis, what happens is, we live by the day. There is no second chance. You win your match, you have the next match. Otherwise, you're out. The tournament is done. So there is literally, from whether it is Novak Djokovic to anyone in there, you have that one chance only in that week. So that week also happened to be great for me. I ended up reaching the finals. So I made four different matches were at 4 different time zones. I mean, not time zones, at different times.
Times, yeah.
So we also got to understand what time I warm up, what kind of yoga I need before the match or after the match. So this is what I wanted to, because otherwise every time I played a tournament and went back to Bangalore, I did the classes. And a few things I did online, but to be honest, online, I was not connecting that much. So I just asked him to, so I used to go to a hotel room, take a picture of, what kind of sofas or chairs are there in that hotel room, send it to him. And then they would send me some videos on what to do. So it kind of, slowly I started trusting the process of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I feel the perseverance for me to learn and constantly push at it is what helped. Even my mind, I think mind became calmer. On court, I feel that I have now suddenly a lot more options when I play. So it's not like, hurry, ball has come, I have to do something quickly. I have time to think. It feels, I think so in a way, I wish, my younger days, I was in Pune for 5 years. So this Iyengar yoga was there. But obviously as a young kid, nobody really wants to do yoga. But I'm glad that I, found this calling, I would say, kind of a thing.
Amazing.
If I could say. And, it has really, I think, helped my entire body structure, which, today I'm feeling better and, I'm still able to compete at a, highest level. And the more than practice, I love competing. Okay. So that, so I keep saying this over and over, wherever anybody who plays a sport, right?
Yeah.
Or whichever it is, the competition changes everything.
Yeah, to have that ambition,
at any level, at any level, because whether sometimes a lot of people go and take coaching classes.
Right.
But I asked them, why are you taking coaching classes?
Yeah.
So to improve and everything. I said, okay, fair enough. But what is the next step after that? So even at a club level, a competition, they look forward to that. So I think that is something. No matter, I'm not saying only tennis, any sport I think you take, competing is just a whole new different challenge, and it gives you that adrenaline. Yeah.
So I think that is competing, that feeling of competition, to be able to give your best at any level, that strong feeling, of pushing oneself to the highest level. And so I think this is one of the important ingredients, to go on the top, and that drive is so important. And I think that what you spoke about, perseverance, I think it's such an amazing quality to have, to be able to persevere. In fact, I remember in my life as well, my journey is also quite, similar in the sense I started very late, my rallying career, very, very late in life. And the most important thing was that I didn't give up, because it's an expensive sport, and, kind of to be able to sponsor the sport and all that stuff. But so I also persevere. So I can very nicely, kind of relate to what you're saying. And yoga for you has been such a great, kind of fitness thing. So also, have you been doing some mental fitness exercises besides that? I think yoga helps you become calm, and it gives you a lot of patience, and you can increase focus through that. But anything specifically you're doing for your mental training, also for your sport?
Talking about the first thing you mentioning about rallying and everything, I used to watch it in Coorg when Jagat and Anita Nanjappa were actually rallying. When we were in Coorg, they used to always...
I've come there, participated in the Coorg rally.
Yeah, so you used to always go. Yeah. So every time my dad used to take me, and it was be a lot of fun. I mean, invariably in the evening nights they used to go across. So in Coorg, when you're sitting, it's so silent, you can actually hear them from kilometers away.
Right.
So so I've always been a fan of racing over the years. I mean, starting in there to obviously gone and got the privilege to watch a couple of Formula One races also, which has been fantastic. So so it's nice to hear. And your passion also from there, and doing that. And going back to your question, Garima, I think doing yoga in itself has helped the mind, because you're so focused on seeing whether how your muscles react, how your body is reacting. So the mind is concentrating on that particular part, and that is strengthening it by itself, in some way, I feel. Of course, the breathing is part of it. I'm not specifically sitting and doing like a meditation or something, but while I'm doing that, while sometimes I'm doing some inversions, hanging upside down, so that time the thoughts are there, and so my yoga teacher, they've always said that let the thoughts be with you. Let it flow. Don't resist it and try to say, okay, this has to be done differently. Just make sure your form is correct on how everything can be done, and then slowly adapt. So the biggest learning I learned from them is that, say you're doing a particular yoga which is a little more difficult, or say for example you're doing an inversion.
Yeah.
Your mind always saying, no, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. So he says after 30-45 seconds, the mind kind of gives up, and then the body reacts. The body adapts. So then everything slowly starts getting better. But the mind is so powerful, of course, as we all know.
Yeah.
Immediately it resists first thing. And then after a few seconds, when it knows there's no other option, it kind of gives up, and then you get into your own thoughts and everything, and then you forget about where you are, and you kind of enjoy the process. And I think that way it has helped the mind calmer, and that is, I think, help me on the court also.
So even anxiety management, is an important aspect of sports performance. And at the Grand Slams, it's very likely that, one comes under pressure and one needs to be able to cope with that pressure. And sometimes one can get very anxious, and that can become also, an hindrance in the performance. So I think, I'm sure yoga has also helped you to overcome that kind of anxiety and pressure, or anything else you also kind of, think about or practice to overcome that anxiety and pressure.
When you're at this highest level, I think it's important to have a psychologist, just also for your mind and everything. For me, I've been fortunate enough that my wife is a psychologist. So indirectly, I feel somewhere Supriya has played a major part, in my growth as well. Not only, understanding my doubles partners, trying to communicate with them. She understands them also. She gives me a lot of perspective on, how to communicate with them. And that has really helped in a big way, I think.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah,
to have her on your side all the time, and it's such a great team that you guys make.
Yeah, because I have a physio, I have a coach traveling and everything, but this is such a different aspect. I mean, she's not really there. I don't go to her talking about whether how to hit a serve or how I hit my forehand, just understanding the situation. And I think she absorbs it, listens to what I'm saying, and then gives me her feedback, which in a way is very different perspective, which probably helped in a big way, because you're competing at such a high level constantly. Your mind is anxious. The other biggest thing, Garima, whether it's a Grand Slam and everything, sleep is the number one key for the entire process, whether you're playing. So for the next day, it's very important to make sure you have recovered well enough or have a good sleep to be prepared for the following day. I mean, even in terms of a lot of people, I've spoken to, they say, oh, it's hot today, I need to have a lot of fluids because I might cramp, I might do this. But actually it starts from the previous night. Previous night of what you eat, how much sleep you get, how much liquids you have had, so that it prepares you for the next day. And these are the key factors which, sometimes when in a Grand Slam space, since it's spread over 2 weeks, you have that time. You have normally you have a day off between matches, so that kind of really gives you that option of doing a proper recovery after your practice. Do maybe an ice bath, get a good massage. Like I said, eat good, healthy food, sleep on time. All this, I think, plays a major part in the process. I mean, the tennis, yes, everybody, over the years of constantly playing, learning, you adapt at the situation. Your instincts take over. But all this is such a huge part. Even though tennis is such an individual sport, I think outside the tennis court, there are so many people who play a major role.
I'm sure.
Understanding your journey with you. Because everybody at an elite level, of course, has been ambitious. That's why they've got there.
Yeah, totally. And I also go ahead.
Yeah, they're done, whatever. I mean, in their field to get to that level. So, and then the team around that to understand that, channelize that, because there are a lot of heartbreaks, there are close losses. I mean, it's hard. I mean, you're traveling day in, day out, staying in hotels, eating restaurant food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're constantly living out of a suitcase. So it's sometimes it can get very lonely out there. So all this,
it takes a toll actually. It takes a toll. So optimum sleep definitely is also very, very important. And I also genuinely believe that, having fun is also important. I think it improves performance tremendously. And when you have fun, then even learning becomes more effective, long lasting. And the minute we start to enjoy a game and participate in it with more interest, I think the performance gets better. So why do you think having fun is crucial for any performance?
I think the biggest thing is that your mind relaxes, because your mind is constantly in such a high intensity when you're playing a game or during the tournament. So away from that to, just spend. So I've enjoyed on the tour, obviously many years, but when I go back home to Bangalore, I've a lot of friends who are not part of the tennis world. So that kind of really helps, relaxes, you enjoy, you don't talk about work. Do different things, so which is, I think, relaxes the mind, and then it brings it fresh again when you start competing again. So it's extremely important, I think.
And also, I think there's also a little, I think one should also take care that we don't confuse having fun with being, careless about a practice schedule. So, having fun should also not distract us from our goals and aspirations, and, lagging off on our practice routines may, also that may, lead to poor performance. So having fun with staying disciplined is the best combination. So what do you think about that?
Absolutely right, Garima. But I think it has to come from within.
Okay.
Because it all depends on you, on what you want to do, on how disciplined you are the following day. If you want to have fun, you're out in a friend's place and you still have practice at 6 a.m. If you're ready to make that commitment, wake up and do that. It all comes down to that individual themselves. I mean, so how committed you are, how disciplined you are. And, if you ask all my friends back home, the many times, I've sacrificed birthdays, friends' weddings, family functions, because the goal was bigger. The goal was different.
Right.
They all understood that. I mean, as a young kid, it's hard because, you see your friends, they're going to birthday parties, they're going to this, they're going to be there. Then suddenly, your parents are like, no, you can't do this. But they're looking at the bigger picture, they're understanding what it is. And, it is difficult, absolutely. But I think it still starts from that, your own self.
I think, Rohan, also there are moments when we feel we need to be the best, or, first position is the only option. And, but such thoughts can take a toll on our mental health, which I think ultimately leads to poor performance. So do you think that perfectionism is one's enemy?
Yes and no, both, Garima, I will say. But, what helps is lowering your expectations first.
Okay.
Lowering that expectations, yes, of course, you have a goal. But when you lower your expectations, then what happens? It becomes a short-term goals where a target can be first achieved.
Right. Okay.
And then, yes, you will have your perfect moments in that period also. But, but it goes back to having happiness first, before of getting, as the goes, before you getting your success and everything. But it's true. So when you lower your expectations, it makes a difference.
I totally get you. I mean, also to enjoy the journey. This is, it's very important to enjoy the journey and, not just think about perfectionism so much. I mean, because I think, I believe that, being a perfectionist is good only when it motivates us to pursue high standards and improve our performance. And the problem arises when it results into inefficiencies. So, and sometimes I think, do you think perfectionism can lead to procrastination also? I mean, because the fear of failure can force us to, kind of get laid back and all this stuff. So what do you think of that?
Having that short-term goal kind of adapts you and starts getting you there. I
Yeah.
think, so that what happens when you lower that expectation, as I said like earlier.
Yeah.
So you could have failures in that itself.
Okay.
So that kind of builds you to gradually take the next step forward. So when I'm starting off as a kid, yes, everybody wants to win the Grand Slam, wants to win the Wimbledon, wants to win US Open. But if you can start off with a smaller, goal there, then
Right.
it channelizes you, gets you prepared for the bigger goal.
Yeah, to take it one step at a time also, kind of.
Otherwise, automatically it demotivates you.
I understand.
When you're not doing well. So, so these are, I think, even till today, I mean, so even I prefer to have like a 3-month, 6-month goal more than, not worrying about, something much further.
Okay.
And that actually really gives you that happiness, gives you the enjoyment for, when you're competing and, on court.
I totally get you. So what do you do to keep yourself motivated?
I think the biggest thing is right now in my career is that I'm enjoying traveling. This job has given me a great opportunity to travel the world. That's a huge motivation automatically, that you get to learn so much. I think the travel is just a fantastic learning itself. And I made so many friends across the, tennis traveling cities over the years, and I call them once a year family.
Wow, it's so sweet.
So I get to see, once a year, and you get to see them, get to meet them. So I think we take it for granted they're constantly there. So it's nice to get, meet them. That's my time off when I spend.
Forward. You must be looking forward, to going there and meeting them because, if you're meeting them, I'm sure it must be so much of fun. You must be looking forward for those travels and journeys.
Absolutely. And, me also, when I started traveling by myself, then I got married, and Supriya and me started traveling. Today we have our 3-year-old daughter, Trida, traveling with us. So
Wow.
Similarity with, my friends who have gotten married, have kids. So that kind of journey also is together. I mean, at least I get to see them every year, which is nice, so I think, so that also keeps me going. It's nice, relaxes me off court, to spend time with them, get to see them, so automatically, I think your mind is more refreshed, having fun, and that constantly just motivates me to, to do well and keep performing. Because if you don't maintain a certain ranking or, have a particular plan, you're not going to be playing at this level.
Yeah.
So so that is also something which pushes me, and the bigger the tournament, I feel more motivated actually as an athlete.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, what's your message to our audience?
The biggest message, Garima, for me is to trust the process. Never be in a hurry to jump everything and try to achieve something. Because in sport also, it is exactly like going to school. So you want to become a doctor or an engineer. You can't just do 3-4 years of education and straight away become a doctor. Absolutely. It takes that many years. Simultaneously, a professional athlete also takes years, takes the process. Doesn't mean if tomorrow someone comes to the Rohan Bopanna Tennis Academy or a Rafa Nadal Tennis Academy, doesn't mean the following day they will either become that person or, quickly. There's no There's no shortcuts.
There are no shortcuts.
This is my biggest message to parents. I mean, to understand this is the key. And today, sport can give you so much of learning, so much of discipline. I think, and tennis, for example, is played over 200 countries, Garima. So, so there is so much to, and the friendships I've made, for example, all over the world. I mean, I've maybe traveled to about not even half of the countries in the world, but but still, I could go to about 50 countries and maybe not meet somebody, but happy enough to just text them and say, where can I go? What can I do? These friendships, you constantly learn. Constantly a friendship that I've had over the years, built over the years, and it's fantastic. Someone comes to India, they don't have to really come to Bangalore to get to meet me, but they can just send me a text asking where they could go, what food they can eat.
Yeah.
So this is so many things, which I would say not only the sport, gives you an opportunity to play at a high level, but also around it, there is so much more to do. So as a parent, the biggest thing is to just trust the process and, have patience. And that is my parents, I clearly remember only at the age of 21, I had a big breakthrough in Chennai, winning a tournament there. And that's when I got into the Davis Cup team in 2002 when I was 22. So I'm very thankful to them, because most of the parents today I see, if the kid is not doing well in tennis when he's 18 or just finished juniors, 16, 17, they're ready to stop their tennis and do something else. So if my parents had done the same thing, I wouldn't be here talking to you as a tennis professional, at least, So I think they kind of gave me that opportunity. They gave me, the time to go and really
time to, totally,
to actually enjoy what I was doing.
Absolutely.
So I think that is the key. You need to see whether your child is enjoying what he's doing. It's not about, because a child at 14, 15 goes where the parents goes to a place where the parents wanted them to go.
Yeah.
So when 18, 19, 20, I think a parent should understand and listen to a kid on what he wants to do. Maybe give him that opportunity. Yes, it is an expensive sport, no doubt. I mean, I've been through also a lot of struggles. I mean, I remember my parents also struggling financially, and it's been extremely difficult journey. When I look back at it, I think coming from Coog, having zero resources of anything what is there when I travel in Europe or US or Australia, for example, I wonder at times how it was even possible. But I think it is possible. It is, your own commitment. I think everybody today, in India itself, sport is growing, sport is getting recognition, and each sport is different from each other. So as long as we don't compare, and focus on that is my biggest give back to, the audience and the parents and everything.
Thank you so much. That was a really wonderful message. Very, very valuable advice. Thank you so much. I'll come to the rapid fire questions. Are you ready for it?
I hope so. Let's see.
Cool.
I don't think anybody has ever been ready for a rapid fire session. You don't know what to expect, right? So you don't know. Yeah.
Okay. One superpower you wish you had.
To be invisible.
Your favorite quote?
The grass court. Or you're talking about tennis court, or you're talking about
but I like the pun, actually. I meant this aspect is even better. I'm sure the tennis court would always be your favorite. Your favorite comfort food?
It's obviously, home food. Coming from Coog, we make this dish out of rice called the otti. It is like a chapati, but made out of rice. Okay. So anything with to do with that dish is definitely my comfort food.
Wow. Your role model?
It's always been Stefan Edberg. somebody I've really looked up to, and he's been one of my favorite athletes as well, in terms of the way he's committed or conducted himself, I would say, on and off the court. I
Wow.
think so that, and I got to meet him over the years, and never in my wildest dreams I would have thought that he would be watching me play, because few years ago I was playing with Esamullah Qureshi from Pakistan, and we were playing against Roger Federer and Stanislas Wawrinka in Indian Wells. And at that point of time, Stefan Edberg was coaching Roger Federer.
Okay.
So he had to actually be in the player box and watch the entire match. And in my wildest dreams, I didn't think that Stefan Edberg would be watching me play. So I don't know. It was truly, not only, of course, a special moment playing these great champions, but also having another role model of yours to watching. So truly, it was a very, very special moment.
Okay. Any personal motto?
I think just to stay disciplined, that is a personal motto, and always has been. Yeah.
Any song that pumps you up for a match?
Summer of '69 from Brian Adams. I think I started really enjoying him when he came to India, really a few years ago, and came to Bangalore. So I went to his concert, and I've always enjoyed his songs. So Summer of '69 kind of really. Gets me going every time I feel that I need to listen to something.
It's the summer of '69. It's one of my favorites as well.
Let me sing to you, not me there.
Okay. Any documentary film that you get inspired from?
Actually, recently I watched King Richard. And, there were so many moments that I could relate to, watching that, coming from Coorg, doing some certain things in that movie. So I think that was truly inspiring, fantastic movie. And I think that is something I would say for anyone who's not watched, to definitely go watch it.
I'm going to watch it. I have not watched it. I'll definitely look into it.
Yeah.
Your favorite book?
The Open from Andre Agassi. I think it was something which I enjoyed. It's truly from the heart. I think he has written it, and it was. And I don't read much, to be honest. And this book, I think, I was flying to Europe, and I ended up, I think, finishing that book on that flight itself from Bangalore straight away. So, I think you're obviously playing the sport. He's talking about tennis and everything around it. So it just, something which I really enjoyed.
Fantastic. Okay, one hidden talent?
I think the love for making, good coffee.
Okay.
I think that is my hidden talent. Yeah.
Rohan Bopanna Master Blend.
Exactly, the Rohan Bopanna Master Blend. And so I think that is, I've given a lot of the whole beans carrying from Cool to all the tennis players, and they've surprisingly, it's been taken really well. I think India makes great coffee, so I really want to, try and, bring it out there. And many were surprised that India even has coffee.
Wow, really? Why?
Yeah, because I don't think anyone knows that India grow coffee.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think even in India, I think a lot of people are not sure that India. I mean, especially in the south of India, that we grow coffee. So that is.
There are tea gardens and all the stuff. So many of them. So, but coffee.
Yeah,
it is actually popular in the down south a lot, and you're doing that incredible coffee, the master blend. So.
So I'm glad. Yeah, so that is, I think, some hidden talent, or that the love was always there, and it had to just come out.
Okay, the best thing about tennis.
Travel.
Best tennis memory. Sorry. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Travel is, you can't beat that. I think.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Best tennis memory.
Anytime I'm representing India at the Davis Cup, I think, it's always, because you're not only playing for yourself, you're playing for the entire country, whether the Asian Games, Olympics. I think these moments are truly special, truly magical.
Yeah, especially when the national anthem, plays at the background, and when you that's amazing. Such a feeling of great proud.
No matter, I mean, it's been, like I said, 20 years of playing Davis Cup.
Yeah.
When you're there, when the national anthem is playing, there's always goosebumps. There's always goosebumps. It is something. I mean, I don't know what it is. Just naturally, it just happens when you're there.
Magical. It just becomes magical. I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. Your favorite supercar?
I'm a Ferrari Roma fan.
Oh wow! Amazing.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that hopefully I get to drive it one day. I don't think owning that will be something I want, but I'll be happy to just get a chance to drive it maybe one day. Maybe Garima, you have some contacts where we can go.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna. The Ferrari guys, are you listening? Okay, we put a note here.
Actually, a good friend of mine, Mr. Gautam Singhania, so he actually was racing in the Mugello circuit in Italy.
Right. Okay.
So I actually had gone there to watch him race. So I'd been to that circuit, and it was truly, truly special. Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that you get a ride very soon in Ferrari Roma.
Thank you.
Okay, most embarrassing moment.
Oof, there's so many, plenty, around of, various different things. I think we should skip that because,
Yeah, this is embarrassing enough though, but yeah, we'll skip this.
At the age of 42, I don't want, these youngsters to be listening to all this.
Yeah, sure. Okay, proudest accomplishment so far.
I think just competing at the highest level for 2 decades. I think that is to be something, and to be back in the top 20 again now after 5-6 years. So definitely that is truly a self-proud feeling. For sure.
And with this, we come to the end of the show. Thank you, Rohan, for joining me in this absolutely amazing session.
Thank you, Garima. Thanks so much for having me. I had, so much of fun. Lovely talking to you, and it's always nice when you just have a general chat, and it's much more nicer. So thank you for really, having me on your show.
Thank you, and thank you all for listening to today's episode with your host Garima Aftar. If you like this episode, then subscribe to my podcast for more new episodes and a deeper dive into the world of motivation and winning psychology. See you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.